There's my son was born. But what I did, I made a decision that no matter what, I was going to make every moment matter and have a positive attitude. And actually, the amazing thing is, my business succeeded to a level I'd never seen before. I made the decision I wanted to keep on working. Part of it was psychological. I wanted the support of my colleagues. But another part of it was simply financial. Because of my accident, I couldn't get life insurance because of what I'd been through. So without life insurance, I had to do the calculations of how long my wife could keep the house and keep our children in Palo schools. So I really wanted, if I did die, to support her as much as possible. So I made the decision to keep on working. And I sold a huge volume. And what I would say, people would say, how did you do it when you're beating cancer? I'd say, whatever you're going through in life, take that moment and go to the next level. So I'd go to my listing appointments with sellers. And I'd come in and I'd be carrying my IV. And I'd say, I know you're probably interviewing other people, but I could use the business. And then, they said, well, how about commission? I said, well, commission's 10%. This chemo was expensive. But you only pay if I survive to close of escrow. They bet against the wrong pony, unfortunately. And then 9 months later, the cancer completely gone. Thank science for that. But it was one more test to kind of realize that I was strong enough. And I think I developed that sense of self. I've oftentimes had people ask me, Ken, you were so resilient in beating the cancer. And I wish I could show you the news clip, but I had that news clip of me being hit by the car, and I looked terrible. I'm battered and bruised. And I just said, I need to move on. I need to focus on what I can do, not what I can't do. And that was when the car just, after it hit me. And people say, how did you recover so quickly? And that brings me to the third and true tragedy of my life. And that's actually the loss of my sister. And now I'm an only child. But growing up, I had a sister, and we were amazingly close. My parents were divorced, so she helped raise me. And she was this amazing woman. She was better than I was. She was more intelligent than I was, more athletic than I was. But the one thing she lacked that I had was self-confidence. And she had a long-term boyfriend. And when he moved on to college and left her, she was a year younger. It was just too much for her. She didn't have the friends she should have. And the last words she ever said to me were, if you could show a picture of her, there she is there we are at UCLA when we were looking at colleges. That's the last picture of her. And her last words to me were, Ken, I love you. And that meant a lot to me because I know she was going through a hard time. And I said, I love you too, Jane. She actually called asking for my mother. And I said, Mom's grocery shopping. Do you want me to have her call you back? And she said, it's okay. I love you, Ken, and I love you too. But then she had the car. She was supposed to pick me up. She never did. And we started getting worried about her. So we got my father, who was at the office, borrowed my sister's car, and we rushed home to his house. And I still remember as we went up to the house, my parents rushed off to her room where they found her note. And I ran to the garage thinking, if she made it home and the car's there, then she's safe. And I opened up the door and the kitchen light reflected on the hood of the car. And I had this momentary sense of relief. Jane made it home. But then I could hear the engine running. And I turned on the light, I saw my sister. She just slumped over the steering wheel. And I opened the door and I shook her and I said, no, Jane, no. And I just held her and cried and cried. And that still, for years, I thought of her. And I tried to take her inside of me. I was a stronger person. But what I really realized is that Jane's fatal flaw was letting other people define who she was. And I didn't want that to happen to me. So she was better than I was, but there was a sliver of difference, and that was self-confidence. So I took that sliver of difference, self-confidence, and I amplified it. And I said, I'm great because I know I'm great. The greatness in you stems from inside. You don't need the validation of other people. And what you want to do is you want to rise to the next level. And I honor my sister's memory. I've spoken to thousands of high school students as a volunteer speaker. And I honor her memory. And really all we can do in life is take it to the next level. And through speaking and growing, I'm a better and different person than I would have been without my sister. And through that, we can rise to the next level. Know yourself, love yourself, understand yourself. And then you are free. And then how do you see that freedom? Well, actually, some of the ways this may surprise you, that I'm so free is on the dance floor. That's right, on the dance floor. And the way I've lived life is that you learn a lot in dancing. And what I say is I spent a lot of times at nightclubs. One of my original quotes, "Fruit from the tree of knowledge falls as readily at midnight in the dance club as it does at noon in the classroom." I've had so many thoughts and growth while learning. And how I approach dance clubs is how I approach life, which is you want to live life fully. But at the start, I go to the dance club and I sit in the corner and I might have a glass of wine. And I will look at people and I say, are they dancing for others and looking around? Or are they dancing for themselves? And you always want to be the people who are dancing for themselves. But in the end, life is not meant to be spectated upon. So what I'll do is I'll take my glasses off. And I say to myself, no more Clark Kent. It's time to become Superman. And what you find is the senses are finite. And if you can't see well, you start hearing well. And then the siren song of the music comes. And it just draws me in. And it just kind of sets me free. You know, this is a long go up here. But one of the things, I may not be the best dancer, but I am the fastest. And I'm always kind of moving. If you move fast enough, people don't know you don't have rhythm. You just keep moving. And there, I get the whole dance club going. And everyone's like, look at that freak over there. And then they feel comfortable that they can go out and do a little two-step, and everyone's going to talk about that guy. And through that, I set people free. So you just kind of want to be that person. You want to be that spark in life that sets people free. And that's what I say to you. Is my success in business, I know this was a bit more motivational speaking than you were thinking of. And really, in the end, it is happiness. Because life is amazing. And your success in business will come from being truly free and open. People are drawn to you if you're truly yourself, if you're honest and candid. And I can tell you, it's the better life. Everybody wants to be free. The greatest gift you can give them is the ability to have that freedom. And the way you do that is by yourself being free. And if you give that freedom, people will remember you forever. So to conclude, and then I would love any questions. Why do bad things happen to sexy people? We actually have it reversed. It's the bad things that make us sexy. It's the tragedies in life. It's the hardships. And then the growth that you can have from it that help you understand yourself, that help you launch that next level. Use every setback as a springboard towards that greater wisdom and insight. And through that, you'll achieve personal and then professional greatness. And from that, I would be very open to any questions that you may have in the audience, if there are any. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's
I haven't seen your dance yet.
No, it's we didn't have the right music, and you know you don't need music in life. You just kind of move, you shake it, you break it. Oh yeah, come on. Oh yeah, where's my money? Where's my money, honey? But it's kind of like my two greatest dance partners in life, my reflection and my shadow. They're the only ones that can keep up. And the way you have to have your passion in life. I had mirror time. I look in the mirror like, oh, you're so sexy. Oh, yeah, you are. Oh, you're a crazy man. You're a crazy man tonight. And I'm just moving around. And then through that, there is no rhythm. I know that. But it's fast. It's okay. It's even better if I had a dance video, but I couldn't get that to play. But it is fun. And just, life is a dance. And it's best lived to the fullest. And when things happen to you, a car hits you, you're diagnosed with cancer, the music's still playing. The DJ just changed the song. Keep dancing. Stay fluid, and through that, you'll never get knocked down. You'll just get pushed around, but you'll never fall down. Sometimes it's easy.
I would like to ask one question.
Oh, please.
Yeah, what's your next step?
Oh, yeah, great.
What's your plan?
Life is about evolution for me. It's about growth and innovation. So on a professional level, my next step is, just 10 months ago, I opened up my new company. I'm always trying to change the game, evolve to the next level. And then some of the things I'm doing within real estate, I'm working on a lot of, that can almost get boring, actually, the business stuff. But it's pretty exciting for me. But also another next step is I want to be a motivational speaker. I love what I do in real estate, but also I'm not motivated by money. One of the reasons I wanted to become #1 was just a platform to launch myself. So I really want to do a lot of public speaking. I want to kind of change the world to leave a huge positive legacy. The way you don't fear death is knowing that if I die tomorrow, through my volunteer speeches, I've already left a huge indelible mark on the world. If I want to continue to be more in the forefront of society, so a reality show comes to mind, but kind of a new reality, a better one. And then just kind of showcasing how life should be lived. And then also within real estate, I'm working to kind of build a team to leverage to leverage what I invest at. If you're not great, delegate. So I'm trying to find what things am I truly best in the nation at. And if I'm not best in the nation, then I shouldn't be doing them. And then I hire amazing teammates to do it. Another business thing too, just expansion. I'm a firm believer that the greatness of the Chinese culture will continue to buy real estate here. So I'm investing over $250,000 in the next year, both in marketing, but also having great buyer's agents, MBAs, law degrees who speak Mandarin, to best service my clients, and then also come in where I can be their agent, both great help as well, and partnering with the best people.
I can.
Please.
I have a question. Yeah. Why did you? Okay.
I need to drink first.
Oh, sure. I'm all yours.
Okay. Why did you choose Epoch Times as your business partner?
How long do I have? 2 hours? 3 hours? It's really too many, life-changing. But kidding aside, the reason I chose the Epoch Times was because Vinny was so great. He really showcased all the benefits and virtues of working with Epoch Times. And I've really seen that manifest itself in greater sales. On the buyer side, through marketing my homes in Epoch Times, I have a lot more people who come to my open houses. Sellers are very impressed when I tell them, look at the changing market dynamics. You can utilize traditional, boring media and not get results, but the sellers are very impressed when I mention that I'm advertising the Epoch Times, because the reality is that's the future. And also a lot of the young buyers who are from other parts of the tech centers, they're mainly on the internet. But a lot of my clients who are the Chinese buyers, they're still reading great newspapers. And through that I found a very effective means of targeting them. Perfect. Thank you all. I will see you on the dance floor of life. Cheers.
I have one more question for Kim. Kim just mentioned if I die tomorrow, I would suggest I never think about that way, because always positive. So, are you going to still keep working on real estate or just a motivational speak?
I actually love real estate. One of the reasons I left law is just because life is so short. I wanted to wake up every morning and excited about what I do. Within real estate, I have these brilliant clients who work at Facebook, Google, LinkedIn. They're challenging my mind with all these great questions they're putting forward. And I love the Silicon Valley market, where you always have, it's a very dynamic market. Today I sell a home, $300,000 above list price, and it's just, that's our marketplace. So I'll always do real estate, but probably on a more national level. I'll probably utilize, I want to be a thought leader, so I'm doing a lot of videos of myself, talking about various topics. But within real estate, I'm going to do what I love most, and then give me more time to focus on the passions I have for motivational speaking to the people who I think would benefit the most from it. Sir, in the back.
Let me speak up for you.